When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Absolutely, unequivocally, yes is the answer. Now, here is the host of The Long Bearded Guy, the Chief Catalyst, Strategist Guide at Jewel International, Gordon D. Melville.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to The Long Bearded Guy with Gordon D. Melville on Inspired Choices Network. Welcome to Red Fridays. Red Fridays, R-E-D, remember everyone deployed. So they're willing to stand on a wall for us. They're willing to take a hit. They're willing to protect us and stand in the fray. So we need to be, I want to make sure we respect that. So thank you for them to do that wherever they happen to be, whatever side they happen to be on. Thank you so much. We want to remember everyone deployed. The topic today on my show is imagine loving being wrong. So all the men in the room, hey, you know what? We're used to sometimes hey, it's okay, but it's okay to be wrong. It's okay for other people to think we're wrong. Right? How do we get, we're going to talk about this a lot because there's so many pieces of this that go back to what you hear me talk about all the time in terms of who you're being, right? Your worth and value and who you're, we get so much of our identity from that. So we're going to talk about that today because I think there's some really deep concepts here that we ignore, we don't look at, we're not aware, right? That word comes up again and again and again. Awareness. How aware are we of what's going on around us, about ourselves, right? We want to control everything around us, but we're not aware of ourselves. So we want to talk about that today. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm happy for you to find me on Google Fire on Inspired Choices Network.tv. If you can get into our live studio audience, happen to be here, get in chat. My producers will give you a link to get into my live studio audience if you can do that. And I know there's people listening from all over the world. I know there's people listening at work and in their car. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate that engagement of you plugging into me today. A couple of things. I've had a lot of tea today, so I'm drinking water to try and make sure I get that in. And but you need something to write on, write with. You have 30 seconds to find your pad or your journal or whatever it is that you write on and what you write with. And we're going to get going here. So thank you for being here. If you know who I am, I'm still the long bearded guy. I'm still Gordon D. Melville. I'm still the happy beard. So, but if you don't know who I am, you're finding me for the first time. I'm on a mission to positively change the lives of all the men I meet and everybody more generally. I'm the founder and CEO of Jewel International. I'm a legacy and resiliency strategist, multi-award-winning international best-selling author multiple times. I'm the elite performance catalyst for a pro basketball team locally, which has been amazing. I teach the 7 levels of emotional intelligence for men. I serve my avatars, the people I'm looking for in general are, well, no, I shouldn't say that. Specifically are elite athletes, pro athletes, and elite, very high level male entrepreneurs. That's where my heart is. Those are the people that I spend most of my time with. I still work with women. I still work with everybody, but that's where my heart is pro athlete, entrepreneurial men. So please do the regular thing, like, love, subscribe. It's a free download on wherever you would watch or listen, right? iHeartRadio, Amazon Fire, all those different things, different places. Plug in wherever you do, and like I said, it's a free download, and not just for my show. There's a lot of really, really amazing hosts on Inspired Choices Network. Plug into them. Don't just listen to my happy beard. There's some brilliant, amazing humans on this network. So plug into them as well. So as we get going, and by the way, that'll help our algorithms. It helps pay for the show, and we appreciate that you're doing it. And for me, it's engagement. We have a ridiculous, ignorant, almost an embarrassment of riches when it comes to our reach. Hundreds of millions of people. This is on 450 platforms, multiple times a week. So the reach is amazing, but I'm looking for engagement. So the fact that you're here is engagement. The fact that you're plugging into me today is engagement. If you're watching live, pop in and just let us know. Hey, I'm watching live. I'm here. Where are you watching from? Where are you listening from? And if you happen to be listening to this on a replay, pump that in. Hey, I'm listening on a replay. We really, really appreciate that. If you have questions, ask. If you've got comments, ask. If you think I'm a turd, tell me. At least that's engagement. I'm all over it. You won't hurt my feelings. Trust me. I was in the car business for 25 years. My skin is fairly thick, or very thick in some cases. So some people would tell you my head is too. But anyway, let's get going here. Imagine loving being wrong. Imagine loving being wrong. So I want to read what I had written for this show because it talks to the heart of what we want to talk about today. So imagine embracing the concept of loving being wrong. Imagine the freedom that comes with not needing validation or approval from anyone. Let that sink in. Imagine loving being on a journey uniquely tailored for you, where your choices, your beliefs, and your directions might be questioned by many, but that's perfectly okay. Right? We're not everybody's cup of tea, and that's all right. But we have to be able to stand there, right? It's perfectly okay for that to be that way. Being wrong, as perceived by others, is not a setback, but a powerful affirmation of your authenticity and courage. Can we stand in that? In a world where conformity is often considered and celebrated, imagine the revolutionary act of standing firm in your truth, even when it contradicts the popular opinions of close family and friends. The people closest to you, and they're not doing it to be mean, they're doing it to try and protect you. Right? They're trying to, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You're going to get hurt. You won't get that far. Don't set the goal so high. You tune in next week. We got a barn burner next week in terms of what that's talking about in terms of goals. And anyway, but anyway, our journey is for us. Your journey is for you. Mine is for me. It doesn't need validation from anybody else. You don't need approval from it. You don't need anybody to understand it. It's yours. But step into that. Step into that. Journey is for us and nobody else. Embrace the empowerment that comes from truly believing and executing the fact that you don't need anyone's approval to pursue your path and be successful however you want to define it. It's for you. It's for you. Discover how embracing the possibility of being wrong can lead to intentional, profound personal growth and self-awareness. We're connecting? You understand what we're imagine loving being wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Wrong according to who? Wrong for them? Maybe. But you're what's right for you may not be right for somebody else. That's why we're different human beings. I have different things I love to do. I love to sit and read. I got a stack of 3 books showed up this week, and my wife's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I need more books. I read 5 to 7 a week. 3 new ones showed up. I was all excited. They can't find Amazon can't find our new house, so it has to go to the post office. When I get to the post office, it's like Christmas. Open the post, look. But lots of people don't read. Most people don't read. Most people don't. Most people don't. But you know what? They do something else, and that's okay, right? That whatever they think is amazing, they do that. I have lots of American friends that they hunt. Wonderful. I don't do that. That's great. Well, shooting somebody, I'm not hurting anybody, right? Your journey is for you. It's okay. It may look wrong in somebody else's eyes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not important. What other people think is not important. Most of us worry so much about what other people are going to think. I knew the lady that owns the wonderful human being that owns this network is on as one of my producers today. I was like, oh, I better make sure you're coiffed. And I'm almost always in a tie or a dress shirt, but I put on a jacket to make sure that I was looking, is that because she won't accept me if I just showed up I could show up in a tank top. Okay, Gord, whatever. Right? It does. You be you. She celebrates. Okay, Gord, do you look weird? Yes, you got a big long beard and you got a shaved head and a man bun. And what is that? Is that mainstream? No. Shorts and sandals in the winter. Is that mean? No, but that's who you are. Be who you are. And she celebrates that. And I celebrate who she is. I celebrate who Sarah is. If we could get past the judgment part of it all, embrace the fact it's okay to be wrong. It's okay. Why are we seeking validation or love from outside of ourselves? I believe it's because we don't grasp who we really truly are. We don't believe we're enough somehow. So we seek others' approval, others' validation. And they're too busy looking in their own mirror, at their own life, and worried about what people think. They're not paying attention the same. We get all this weirded out about, oh, they're looking, no, they're not. And even if they are, it doesn't freaking matter. It doesn't matter. Can you be you in the face of what everybody's doing around you? Everybody around you is telling you, no, that's wrong. That's not right. They're not valid. Can you still stand there? You've heard me say it before. We have these Superman moments where we put our hands on our hips and we go, I'm going to be unabashedly, unapologetically me. And if they like it, great. And if they don't, great. And then somebody we respect or love questions that. And instead of standing in that empowerment and being ourselves, authentically 100% who we are, what do? We turtle. We put the mask back on. Oh, they're not going to love me if they find out who I really am. If they find out I have warts and I've got marks and I'm not perfect and I screw up and I'm not. I got news for you. Anybody that tells you they don't have struggle, you need to run hard from. Because not only are they really badly messed up, they also have denial challenges. We all have challenges. We all have battles. We all have strengths and weaknesses. We all have warts. We all have things that my mom used to say, sometimes people think their crap doesn't stink. It does. Everybody's does. That's the reality of it. And is that okay? Yes. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The challenge is we're looking for validation because we don't believe we're enough. Goes right back to the heart of who you be. You hear me say that all the time recently. Who are you being? When I ask people, they can't answer that question. They don't know who they're being. They have no idea who they're being. Oh, I'm a coach. I'm a hockey player. I'm a basketball player. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor. That's what you do. That's not who you are. That's not your identity. Oh, I was born to be. No, you weren't actually. You may have a propensity to be able to do whatever that skill or service is, but you weren't born to do just that. You weren't born for that. It's not who you are in the essence of who you are. We don't understand who we really truly are. So we look for validation outside ourselves. We're looking for other people to go, hey, you're doing a good job. Pat us on the back. Hey, Gord, you rock, buddy. Oh, thank you. I'm on the right path. I'm at a point in my life I don't care. I really don't. If you agree and like what you're hearing, wonderful. If you don't like what you're hearing and you push back or you think it's wrong, wonderful. If you like me, great. If you don't like me, great. It's all good. I love you either way. I'm going to be me, authentically me. And if that works, great. And if you think I'm wrong, no problem. I can handle that. I embrace being wrong. I know with a bunch of people, they think I'm not doing the right thing. No problem. It's all good. I'm good. We need to take a quick break. So for this quick break, don't forget to pause and breathe. As we go to break here, don't forget to pause and breathe. What do I mean? Pause, stop for a second. And now, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. But pause and breathe. Think about what's going on for a second. Inhale through your mouth, in through your nose, and out of your mouth as hard as you can. And if you want numbers on it, inhale for 2 beats. Exhale as hard as you can for 4 beats. Right? Inhale through your nose for 2 beats. Hold it for 6 or 8. Let that oxygen nourish your brain and your muscles and your organs. Hold that in for 6 to 8 beats, and then blow that heart out your mouth for 4. That's expelling all the negative. It's expelling all the stale air that's stuck in your lungs. But what that does is allow you to focus. It allows you to ground in the moment. It allows you to be right here, right now, to have the gift of being present. It's a gift. Be right here. So as we go to the quick break, I need to do a quick shout out for Jose Escobar, as the founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. Check out the Connected Leaders Academy membership to take your business to the next level. This is the perfect tribe to learn, grow, and connect like never before. The Connected Leaders Academy tribe brings together some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world, 17 or 18 countries in almost every state. Set up your virtual coffee with Jose Escobar today, and you can reach Jose at the entrepreneurs with an S bookshelf.com. The entrepreneursbookshelf.com. All right, as we go to break, don't forget to pause and breathe. I'm going to have a quick drink here. You are with, don't go anywhere. We're talking about imagine loving being wrong. You're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville, on Inspired Choice Network. See you in a minute.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the long-bearded guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to the long-bearded guy at gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate you being here. Welcome to Brian. He's in the Zoom room. Thank you. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. By the way, hi. I'm wearing my red tie. I forgot to. Good to see Brian. It's great to have you with me. We're talking about imagining loving being wrong. Loving being wrong. And you know what? If there's tech challenges, you know what? Stick with me. It won't go anywhere. We'll still be right here. So stick with me, okay? Technology happens. Life happens. So you know what? We push through. It's not about what happens to us. It's about what we do with it, how we respond to that. Same as what we're talking about. If someone contradicts or doesn't like what you're talking about or what you think is the right thing for you, can you stand there and deal with it, or do you run away? Do you fight with it? Do you get angry and push back in the moment? Or can you do a stimulus pause, respond? right? So stick with me. All right, we're still talking about this. Imagine loving being wrong. We use the world, we use society and the world as a mirror to evaluate ourselves, right? We do this comparison thing, even unconsciously we do it. But we do that due to our existential doubt. We don't know who we are. We don't believe in our worth and our value. That the mirror, the actual mirror that we're looking in, it, and the reflection of that, even what we're seeing in that mirror, is a perception. It's a construct in our brain, right? Unless you're actually looking in a mirror, right? Then it's real life. But what we're talking about in terms of that existential doubt is the mirror we're looking in to evaluate, right? We use the world as a mirror to evaluate ourselves. How am I doing compared to everybody else? Am I in the right? But it's in our brain. The mirror is in our brain. The reflection is in our brain. It's not real. So we don't really know who we are because we're not paying attention to what's really in that mirror, what that reflection really is. Who you be is a great question at the moment. Most people don't know. It's been my battle cry for a while now because at times others in us so that we're interested in ourselves. And a lot of times other people, when we find people that are interested in us, a lot of times it's that interest in us is only to see the reflection of themselves in you. They are in their own mirror, same as you're in your own mirror. So they get closer, they talk to you, they're looking in that in your mirror. They're looking to see who they are compared to you. And sometimes based on what their background, the way they were raised, and their values and their worth, what they perceive to be, and for them, what their rules of life are, what the values they live by, their morals and their code, what do they live by? They bring all that with them. And they're using all of that as the lens to look at their world. We all do. I use the lens to look at the world. I can use multiple lenses to look at the world. If you remember the movie National Treasure, great movie with Nick Cage. But at one point they'd say there's something on the back of the Declaration of Independence, and they steal it, but then they flip it over. They're looking at it. There's nothing there. They can't see anything on the back, and they're like, "Oh man, we were wrong." And then they follow in the clues. They find out, no, you need this pair of glasses. They find the pair of glasses, and it's got all these different color lenses that are not there. So right, they're all hanging out. And so as Nick puts them on, and as he pushes the lenses in, he starts to see stuff on the back of the Independence. That document, the actual paper, he starts to see there is stuff there, but you need the right lens to see what's on the paper. And the more lenses he put in, the more he saw on the paper. The more lenses we're using to look at our life, the more we're going to see. But that's introspection. And because we have existential doubt about who we really truly are, the lenses are all messed up because we don't know how to use them, and we don't believe what we see anyway. And I you know what? I'm talking to myself as much as anybody else. You've heard me say that. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to share with you. This is what I've learned. These are things that I'm whether I've struggled with it and got through, or things I battle with. You know what? We all struggle at sometimes with who we really are. Who am I being? How do I show up for the world? And sometimes my lenses are off. Sometimes it's not, I'm not looking at it correctly, or I'm not seeing it from the right angle. Life is not about what happens to us. It's about how we respond to that. How do we look at that situation? How do I look at other people? So when I'm looking at somebody else, I sit across from Brian when we have coffee. Great guy. Great guy. And I look at him and I go, you know what? I'm looking at him through a lens that says he's my brother and I love him. It doesn't, the things that get shared And we all do it, right? Do you look at your friends or your family or people, and do you, in your mind, do you hear what they're saying and how they show up in the world, and do you judge that, or do you just love them? It doesn't mean you have to agree with all the opinions. That's it. We can agree to disagree. Sometimes we do. He's an amazing educator, incredible educator. His staff loves him. He's a principal, great guy. And you know what? He's leaving massive positive legacy all over the place. All over the place. Does he know who he's being? Yes. He gets it. And some does that shake? Yes. Just like me. Sometimes it shakes. But if I can hold on to it, if I can plug into that inside me, the existential doubt, is it going to be there? Yes. But if I can lead with love and give myself the grace I so freely give everybody else, have some objectivity, understand I can't control what happens around me, but I can control me, what I think and what I do. And how much time do we spend with that? They say it takes 10,000 hours to master any kind of skill. 10,000 hours. Have you spent 10,000 hours trying to master control of you? Do you know the techniques to do that? Do you have tools and strategies to be able to deal with that and to be able to move through that? If you don't, you need to reach out to me. You need to reach out to me. I've got programs, and at the moment, it's all my stuff is changing because it's growing. I'm growing. And what you're hearing is not anger. What you're hearing is passion. What you're hearing is my heart goes out. A couple of weeks ago, I guess it was a couple of weeks ago now, last weekend, on the Monday, I found out that a friend of a friend, young guy, early 30s, with a young wife and two little girls under 5, gave his life back to Papa, committed suicide. He the point is, and on Monday that pushed me. On Monday, I gotta find a way. I have to find a way to help people understand who they are. Who are we? Who are you? And I've got news for you. For me, and you can take it, leave it, however you want. I believe in God. I call him Papa because of my relationship with him. And if you've listened to me before, you know that's how it is, or how I believe it is. So I get my worth and my value from him. I get my foundation from him. I look at who I am through his eyes, through his lens. And he says I'm a child of his. He says you're a child of his. He's a king of kings. That makes me a prince. It makes my producers princesses. They're amazing princesses. The point is that we're royalty. And we have infinite worth and value for no other reason than we are. But we can't hold on to that because our brain, our finite human brain, goes, that's not true. I had somebody say to me, well, if Papa knew what I was thinking and what I'd done, he wouldn't like me very much. Couldn't love me. Like, what are you talking about? If he knew you before he created the world. He knows more about you than you do. And he still loves you and likes you a lot. But if I can hold on to that, because sometimes, and I've said this to you before, sometimes my own view of me, my own opinion of me changes. There's days I wake up, I can jump a small building in a single bound. Right? And the next day I wake up and I don't want to get out of bed. I'm not enough. Am I the only one that deals with that, or do we feel that? Yes? No? Tell me in the chat. Yeah, Gord, I deal with that. Do we all deal with that? Maybe I'm just the one that's wrong. Maybe I'm just the one that doesn't struggle with that. Or pardon me, I'm the only one that struggles with that. But being able to plug it in where it works. Understand and know who you are and your worth and value, because if you can do that and hold on to that and look at yourself through that lens, then the mindset that's created out of that is exactly the way it's supposed to be, because you have alignment and now you have flow. You've heard me say that before, but it starts with understanding who you're being and not needing validation or love from outside of yourself. Can you do that? Do you have the tools or strategies to do that? Most people don't. They may have some, they may think that. I always look at people and go, hey, did you use the best knowledge, the best mind you have to get to where you are right now? And I haven't had anybody say anything but yes. Everybody says yes. I'm like, great. Are you where you want to be? No. Great. Then you need to infuse something different. You need to pour something different into what you're doing. I can help with that. I want to help with that. Plug into me. I have to take another quick break. I find I need like a 4-hour show instead of a 1-hour show, because there's so much on some of these topics to talk about. There's so much to talk about. I love hanging out with you all. I love being here. I love doing this. I love how this engagement works. I love how the reach works. And I'm so wonderful, wonderful. You're helping. You don't know how to help or plug in? Go to me. TheLongBeardedGuy@gmail.com. TheLongBeardedGuy@gmail.com. Reach out to me. I want to help sponsor. I want to help be involved to get the message out, to save men's lives, to save people's lives. Message across. There's hope. There's go. There's things we can do. Or plug into Papa. Anyway, Jose Escobar is the founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. Check out his Entrepreneur's Bookshelf to learn more about his morning and evening routine mastery program that is literally changing people's lives. This program will help you install systems on the bookends of your day to maximize your morning and evening routine. And if you're not doing something like that, you're not getting everything out. And if you think you are, you're going to be excited to be wrong. we have to be doing something as a routine. So set up your free strategy session today with Jose Escobar. And again, you can reach him at theentrepreneursbookshelf.com. Great guy, incredible program. Everybody raves about it. Plug into that. As we go to a quick break here, we're only going to be gone for a minute or two. Pause and breathe. Make sure you do that. I'm going to do the same. Ground yourself. And we're in the next little piece, we're going to talk about how to stop relying on external validation. How do we make that work? I'm going to give you some tools and some strategies. Make sure you got your journal or something to write with. I'll be right back. You're on with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville, on Inspired Choices Network.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
The Connected Leaders Academy is the #1 fastest growing networking community for entrepreneurs. CLA assembles high-level leaders, titans of industry, and business owners under one roof. If you're an entrepreneur looking to grow personally, professionally, scale your influence, develop skills, and expand your network exponentially, the CLA is where you need to be. Want on to more podcasts and shows, speak on more stages, sell more books, products, and services, get more leads, referrals, acquire new clients, develop lifelong friendships, and more. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. Contact Jose Escobar on Facebook or check out www.claglobalsummit.com for more information.
This is the Long Bearded Guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for being here today. We're talking about imagining, loving being wrong, embracing being wrong. Most of us don't want to be wrong. Oh, I'm not wrong. Matter of fact, we have this weird thing in society, in our Western society, that says, for me to be right, you have to be wrong. Right? For me to be correct, you have to be wrong. No, maybe we're both right. Maybe we're both wrong. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Your journey is for you. My journey is for me. Doesn't matter if you think I'm right or wrong. I'm sharing who I'm being with you. You're sharing me. And I appreciate that. And I love you for that. As we talk about this next piece, how do we stop relying on that? How do we stop or put an end to relying on external validation? Looking at other people, wanting other people to validate us. How do we stop that from happening? I'm going to give you some quick things here. I've got about 8, give or take 8 or 9. I'll give you some of them. If you want the rest, reach out to me and I'll share them. Find out and embrace and hold on to who you are being. Know what your intrinsic worth and value is. That's where it all starts. That's where it starts. Find out and embrace it. Don't just find out and let it sit there. Right? The whole concept around the road to hell is paved with good intention. They say it like the good intention was the problem. There's nothing wrong with having good intention. Have good intention. That's good. But don't just let it sit there. Do something with it. Don't just have the intention. Make it an action. Put boots on the ground and actually execute it. So find out and embrace and hold on to, live out of who you are being. If you really believed you're a princess or a prince, will you make your choices differently? You think? If you were royalty, if you knew you were royalty, I submit to you that you would, that I would. If I think I'm royalty, I'm making choices different. I'm making decisions differently. I'm showing up in a different way. Why? Because I'm standing in what I believe and who I believe I am. And then I'm living out of that. Find out and embrace and hold on to who you're being, what your intrinsic worth and value is. Just know it. And if you, like I said, if you don't know it, reach out. Practice self-love or self-care is a way to stop relying on external validation. Essentially what it's saying is self-love, self-care, look after you first so that you can look after the people in your life. Not instead of your responsibilities. It's self-care so that you can show up. Self-love, practice self-love, practice. Yeah, because it doesn't come naturally to most of us. We give other people way more grace than we give ourselves. We're way, way harder on ourselves than we are in it. We talk to ourselves in a way we would never talk to anybody else. Yes? We're so hard on ourselves. We would not think about it like this. Would you say to your 8-year-old version of you what you're saying to your adult version of you? And if not, why are you talking to yourself that way? But to change that requires practice. Practice self-love, practice self-care. Keep trying to do it. Why do weightlifters, they don't go to the gym once and then look like Dorian Yates. They don't look like Mr. Universe after one first day with the new tongue and lips. They don't go to the gym once and they look like that. People that are trying to release weight don't go to the gym once, go for a bike ride once, and whoop, everything is, it doesn't work that way. We have to practice. Those are muscles that need work. Practice self-care. Look and track your own progress. Look for and track your own progress. That's part of the reason I like to journal. I can go back 30 years, and look what I was dealing with back then. But that helps me understand my worth and value. What do you mean? I know what I know what I was doing then. I know how I've grown. I know how much I've grown because I track it. Look for it and track your own progress. Accept your feelings without judgment. Accept your feelings without judgment. When I'm teaching guys to acknowledge their emotion, it's there for a reason. We have it for a reason. Acknowledge it's there. And then have a frozen moment and let it go. Just let it go. But we have to acknowledge it's there. Accept our feelings without judgment. We're hard on ourselves. Oh man, I should have. No, stop shitting all over yourself. Stop that. Give yourself the grace you give everybody else. You freely give it to everybody else, but you don't do it for yourself. Accept your feelings without judgment. It's not right or wrong. It's not bad. It's what is. It's what you've chosen to feel in that moment. Oh no, Gord, you don't understand. It's too hard. It was really hard. It was a visceral thing. Oh, hey, I got it. I get it. So I wrote on the wall in my bedroom, stimulus, pause, respond. Why? Because I have an instant reaction. I'm practicing how to hold on to that emotion. To hold on to that emotion before I respond. So I take the emotion out of it, I add some logic and go, hey, is this still cool? So accept your feelings without judgment. Use your values as your guide. Your values, not your parents, not the churches, not the schools, not your friends, not society's, yours. Use your values as your guide. Are you living as you for who you are, who you're being? Are you being true to that? Being true to you. Look at your strengths. Look at the things you do well. When you're trying to talk about your worth and your value, how do I? That's why I anchor it all in Papa. I anchor my identity there. I anchor my worth and value there. I anchor who I'm being there. Why? Because it never changes. It never, ever, ever changes. It doesn't go up and down. It stays where it is, always. And so being able to step into that and know what your strengths are, know what you do well, allows you to give yourself and hold on to that worth and to hold on to who you're being. It helps that grow forward. If you need help with any of these things, if this resonates with you, if you go, you know what, Gord, I need you to talk to my husband, my brother, my dad, my men's group, my church, my community group, whatever it is. I have programs specifically to teach all of these types of things in a much, much, much deeper way. And we customize it, personalize it. There's lots of ways to plug in. But plug in thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. If you're still here with me, you are the type of people. I put it like this. If you're happy where you are, you won't still be listening to me. Right? If you're happy being who you are right now, then you don't need to do anything better or to be better. If you want, I submit to you, if you're still here, it's because you want to be better. You want to grow. You want to expand yourself. And if that's the case, then you need to plug into something else. You need to reach out to me and go, hey, Gord, can you show me what that looks like? I would love to be able to do that. Would love to share that. And the same thing for sponsorship. If you know, hey, you know what? The goal is to save men's lives. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're arming them with the tools they need, and women too. We're arming them with what they need, to be able to deal with their life. So they understand what their worth and value is. So they understand who they're being. You want to understand? Plug into me. Reach out. At least explore it. reach out and go, Gord, what does that look like? Hey, what are you talking about? I want to help however I can. Tell me how I can help. Tell me how I can move this forward. And for those of you listening, if you have a contact into a beard company, I am their avatar. I'm on my third season of this. I've been trying to find a beard sponsor and keep putting it out there. If someone knows somebody, that I'm their avatar. My show's called The Long Bearded Guy. No disrespect to the bearded women on the planet, but most of their avatar looks like me. I would love to have a beard company. So if you know somebody that can connect that, please reach out. Let me know. And again, you can reach me at thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Don't forget the longbeardedguy@gmail.com. I'm on every social media platform you can find. Pretty much. Pinterest, I'm not there, but everything else I'm there. If you put the long bearded guy in, you'll find me. We have to take another quick break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to do a quick wrap. We're going to talk about a call to action that can be impactful if you plug into it. So get ready for that. I've got some other ways to stop relying on external validation. If you want them, reach out to me. Reach out, connect, DM me, make a comment. Hey, Gord, can I have what the rest of them are? And I'll connect to you and give them to you. Email me at thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. We're taking another quick break. Don't forget to pause and breathe to ground yourself. Don't go anywhere. We'll wrap up when we come back and do a call to action. Thank you for being here today. You're with the Long Bearded Guy, Gordon D. Melville, on Inspired Choices Network. I'll be right back.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the Long-Bearded Guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Long-Bearded Guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for being here today. I love that you're here. I appreciate that you're here. Thank you so much. I want to pump out just real quick. I have a new program. I've revamped stuff in the last couple of weeks. My offering, some of the things that I'm doing, some of the programs I've got going on. And I happen to have 3 spots open for one-on-one clients. It happens rarely that there's space, but there happens to be 3 spots. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna mention it today. I'll throw it out there. Again, we're talking about connecting. We're talking about putting tools in our toolbox when we're healthy. Doing some of this personal development work is stuff we have to do when we're feeling good and when we think everything is okay, because it's kind of like buying insurance. You have to do it when you don't need it, because when you need it, you don't qualify, right? When we need the tools, when we get in a dark place, we're in a hard place, it's very difficult to find good tools and deal with whatever the challenge is at the time. So if you're in a happy place, you're in a good place, you're doing well. And if you're not, still reach out. But if you're in a good place and looking to move forward, I can help make that happen. I can help make that happen. Reach out to me. I've got 3 spots. Once they're gone, they're gone. But for the next 24, 48 hours, there's a bonus happening with it. So let me know. Reach out to me in the next 24, 48 hours. And if you're hearing this on a replay a week from now or some, still reach out to me, and we'll see what we can do. We'll make it work. Okay. Today we've been talking about loving being wrong. Imagine that, loving being wrong. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. We're seeking validation outside of ourselves because of the existential doubt we have in who we really are being. Who we really are. We don't know. We don't know. And so we need to find out so that we can generate our worth and our value from that. And then we generate our mindset from that. Who are you being is what we just keep asking. Who are you being, and do you know? Can you answer that question? We've talked about how to stop relying on external validation. And if you want the other ones I've got, reach out to me and ask. thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Gord, I need the other ones. Can you give me some more? Gord, I want to help sponsor. I know a beard company, or you know what? I want to help. Reach out to me. thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. The call to action today, find out who you are and stand in that empowerment with Papa. Stand in it with however you choose higher power, however you want to identify it is your business. I'm not telling you what to do it. I'm telling you, hey, this is what I do. If we're doing personal development at a high level, we know there's something out there, somebody out there bigger than we are. Universe, universal intelligence, source, however you want to call it. But reach out to me for help if you don't know, can't do that. If you don't have the tools to do that, reach out to me. If you want to be more than you are right now, you got to do something different than you're doing. And I don't have all the answers. I'm growing too. But I can help get you further along your path. I can help give you some tools and strategies that will make a difference in your life and the lives of the people in your life. Your family, your friends, your colleagues, your work, like everybody. Reach out to me. If you're still here and listening to me right at the moment, then you are probably my ideal client because you want more. If you weren't here, you go, you know what, screw this guy, I'm out. You would have left already, and I would be honored to work with you. If you want to ever like to know what that looks like, working with a high performance coach, with a high performance mentor, somebody that works with pro athletes, please let me know. Engage, let me know. I want you to know, I want you to hear, I care more than any other one thing. I love you just the way you are, but I love you enough not to leave you where you are. If you want to move forward, if you're happy where you are, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But if you want to move to another level, you let me know, or multiple levels, you let me know. Next week, Friday, August 23rd, come to the end of August already. Unbelievable. Our title next week is SMART Goals. Not so much. Right? You've heard of SMART goals? And I don't think they're all that smart based on the way they usually describe them. Pop in next week. It'll be a barn burner because I'm going to throw it right in the face. I'm going to look at it and go, hey, I'm going to challenge what you think you know about SMART goals, about the goals in your life. If you got goals, do you have goals? Do you have goals? Are they SMART goals? Or do you have something of your own? Come next week, we're going to talk about it because I think it's very key to be able to move ahead and get to where we want to go. So join me next week, same time, same place, same happy beard, same Inspired Choices Network. This week, be courageous, be unapologetically you. No one else can do that. Make it another great week. Live out you abundantly with intention. I love you. Big hugs. And then the last question I leave you with is, who are you being? Pay attention and have awareness with it. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning into the Long Bearded Guy Show. You are appreciated and loved. Gordon D. Melville returns Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on the InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, make it another great week, leading with love, powerfully designing, crafting, and living out your positively impactful legacy life you were created for. Big hugs!